All right, I pulled the rock out a little further. I don't know if yesterday you watched the video, if you heard Brian say that these bags, these are really cool bags. I did a how to install video, and the bags, these bags that are a Triumph product, he says I think they're like 7 weeks behind or something. What I did now is the best you can use, since these vehicles already have a nice polish on them. I'm now just using my glass spray away with no ammonia free and just spraying down the bike instead of the polish. Polish is really nice, but it's more work to get it off. But this Triumph Rocket is such a badass bike, and it is incredible how expensive they have become. So, and Brian got a really good deal on his, which that's phenomenal, the amount of money you paid for that bike. So here we go, cleaning up, and like I say, it's just really neat. Look at my tag, 3-piston, that represents that this is a 3-piston motorcycle. I mean, as a favor to John, I'm advertising. Should I take that off? John, hey John, you remember me calling you John last week? Hey John, remember you texted you last week, John? But John, hey, if I was in a market for a motorcycle, yeah, right. He's got too much going on. And he's doing extremely well. I mean, for the record, he's doing extremely well. So, the Iceman impact of me, I'm just another phone call, another pain in the ass in his world to deal with. And I get it. Oh well, it is what it is. But Brian and Gail, they went to Twigs in Hagerstown, Maryland. You know why? Because motorcycles of Dulles, they're expensive. I mean, I will say this much. Motorcycle of Dulles is expensive. So if you go there to buy a motorcycle, and you go to Twigs, they will probably beat their price. And no disrespect to Motorcycles of Dulles, but for the record, why did Gail and Brian go to motorcycles, or go from Motorcycle to Dulles? They priced a motorcycle, and they went to Twigs in Hagerstown, and they saved them a lot of money. And I said, I guess it's the setup and freight. It's just a scam. The setup and freight of motorcycles is the biggest scam in the world. The dealers claim they pay this stuff. They do not. The manufacturer kicks back to them. They don't charge it. They don't charge it. It's a bunch of BS. It's just them trying to make more money off of you using another way of making you feel like you can't get a better deal because the dealer has to pay setup and freight. But no. And so other dealers, like Chesapeake Harley Davidson, they don't charge setup and freight on motorcycles. Other Harley dealers will try to get away with it. And they'll try to get away with stupid ass back end fees, blah, 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 blah. So if you do your research and you really do drive around and you look for the best price, there's a lot of dealers out there that will not charge you, because that turned into like a $2,000 extra of monies. So another dealer can easily save you $2,000, and if they want to discount a little bit and they don't want to do high admin fees, you could save $3,000, $4,000 on a motorcycle brand new. That's $20,000+. So, and that's what Gail and Brian did. So, and for the record, who at Motorcycles of Dulles watches this video besides nobody? Yeah, so do you think John's gonna watch this video? He doesn't even have time to call me. How does he have time to watch this? Are any of these sales guys gonna be watching it? Nope. So yeah, whatever. But I'm just sharing with other people out here that live in this area. I would definitely go to Twigs. My friend Chris and Shannon, same thing. I'm pretty confident that they went to Twigs for him to buy a bike. I think that they went though to. I'm not real sure on the BMW side. I think I think Shannon got her BMW down there at Motorcycles at Us. See this wheel here? So this is where it gets really labor intensive. For me now to get down my hands and knees and clean this wheel, that's a project. That is a hell of a project. But I got to check the tire pressures. But now I got to figure out by Googling Triumph Rocket 3R, what are the tire pressures supposed to be? Usually I'm not really that fixated on the wheels because they always get dirty as hell. So maybe, just maybe, depending on what the schedule agenda is, I can get this thing out and take a ride on my Rocket. Maybe I can do that. It's possible. The Iceman gets motivated to go take a ride. We shall see. And wow, it'll be the longest probably time for me from not riding a motorcycle. Wow. All right, the dogs. There they are. They're all down there. Yeah, Gypsy yesterday, she really got into Rebel. It was really bad. So I can say, Gypsy's still in the touch and go for me on what makes sense and what doesn't. And she was just like Prince. She was just like Prince, where she grabbed Rebel's like neck, and she just would not let go. And I literally had to go over and get extremely aggressive and get very physical with Gypsy to get off, to release. It was so bad. So I don't know what that was about. I've never ever seen Gypsy have that behavior before, but it was like the exact same thing that Prince did to Diesel. And just in a very aggressive bite, though she would not let go. It's just something weird going on between Gypsy and Rebel. Doesn't end. All right, let me see what the tire pressures are. Oh, wow. Wow. Diesel Guy 09 just gave me a $20 tip. Thanks for all the content over the last few years, Iceman. Wow. I talked about that this morning on Problems. Hey, Diesel Guy 09, thank you so much. That is so cool. I really do appreciate you doing that. It's not mandatory by my channel by any means. Doesn't mean I love you or don't love you either way, but that was so cool for him to do that. And I brought that up this morning on my channel. I was like, I really do strive to try to give you guys something to watch where you got a kick out of this stuff. And I really try my best, and sometimes I do all right. Sometimes I think I do pretty good, and sometimes not so much. But I was just saying this morning that, man, you do have the option as a viewer just to give me a tip. And so it isn't me begging for money. It's not me saying I won't like you if you don't. But I'm just saying to you that I do a lot to try to bring you guys content. And I've risked everything that I could in my whole life, more than ever in my life, to think I'd make a YouTube channel, that I'd be this incredible guy that has all this stuff, that everybody be like, oh, I just got to watch this guy, and, how does he do this, and blah, 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 blah. And thank God I have subscribers, but good Lord, 5 years later, I would have told you, I think I'd be at 100,000 plus subscribers, but oh well. I always have high hopes. But like they say, plan for the worst, hope for the best. All right, back to the Triumph. But thank you, Diesel Guy 09. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That's very nice of you. I'll try to keep you entertained to the best of my capability. All right, so back to now. What are the tire pressures on the Triumph? I don't know. Let's find out. All right, so when you go to Google, it says the Rocket is 42 for the rear and 36 for the front. Sounds about right. Pretty typical. So 42, 36. So I'm going to get my gun out. I've got this really cool gun. I only wish I was the guy. To figure this stuff out, man. As I get older in life, it's like, why couldn't have I been the guy to figure out this gun right here, this thing right here, that's your portable air compressor. I mean, come on. That should have been me. Incredibly, for me, why wouldn't I be doing the infomercials for this stuff? But anymore, these companies have such outlets to advertise this stuff that do they really need a guy like Iceman to be running his mouth? Yeah, so do I need to do the infomercial? Hey, everybody, if a serious motorcycle rider like I am, you want to have security. You want to have safety. You want to have a feel of confidence when you're riding your motorcycle. And what better tool could you have? The Astro AI. Is that the Astro Al or Astro AI? Hey, what is this? This is a miniature air compressor that you too can carry on your motorcycle. I carry it on my Harley Davidson. If you got a bagger bike, but this here ensures that you, if you ever have air tire pressure issues, which is so important to the well-being of your riding a motorcycle, that your air tire pressures are correct. Should you ever get a flat tire, you have a flat repair kit, you have right at your own hand's length, within hand's length, on your motorcycle, this Astro AI, and all you do is you plug in the little connection like you would the regular old air machine or your shop or whatever you have, and then you can go in and set the tire pressures to whatever you want it to be, 32, 34, 36. Right here it's going to be 42 pounds. I'm going to go to 42 pounds, and then I'm going to connect this right here to my little fitting and turn it on and watch what happens. So the first thing that's really cool about this instantly tells me I have 37 pounds of pressure on my tire. I want to be at 42. It's really cool. You don't have to stand on your hands and knees. I should say, or crouch down on your hands and knees. You can start this, and this thing automatically starts to fill your tire, and you can be doing something else as it's filling your tire. You can be smoking your cigarette, having a drink of water, checking out the scenery, looking for your 3 dogs that always run away from you, but whatever it may be. But this is so cool. Once again, there's different products in the marketplace. I tend to like this company here. They give you a little bit more of some accessories for you to be able to get into these wheels of motorcycles, cars, trucks, and highly recommend the product. And how do I get paid for that, everybody? How do I get paid for that? I'm all like the what was the guy, the cokehead guy, would be jumping up and down on that commercial. I just can't remember right now. But anyways, you can hear the gun running, and it takes a little time to fill it up. But right now, it just took this tire to 42 PSI, and you just unclip it. It has a clip on it. And then now we're going to go to the front, and we're going to go to 36. So I just go, take it down, and it's the same thing. I'll go up front, I'll hook it up, and then I'll let it run, and it automatically will adjust it. It's a great tool. I have air compressors. I'm in the industry of keeping tires full. Is this, in some ways, something that takes away from me? In some ways, yes, but for the most part, most people don't want to spend the 50, 60 bucks. That's a 50, 60, $70 item, and some people are just like, I only fill my tires up once or twice a year. I'll just spend the money at a gas station. I get it. But years ago, I had these air compressors here in my shop, and to fill up the tank, and then to pull the hose out, and then to hook it to the frickin' truck. And then if you didn't have a digital, gauge, years ago I didn't, then you had to take it, to constantly take the chuck and undo it and do it. This is a whole nother technology, the old technology, where you put this on a conventional air compressor, and then it shows you the pressures you want. But the big thing about this gun is the gun automatically turns off. So when it gets to the correct tire pressure, it's done. You don't have to be crawling around your hands and knees and freeze your ass off or whatever it may be while it fills your tires up. I gotta look for the dogs. Uh-oh. So here we go. Same thing. Tire pressure's off by 4. Turn on the gun. Set down the gun. And there you go. That thing will fill up your an inner tube, a raft. It'll fill up, believe it or not. It will fill up big truck tires. It takes quite a while. So if you got a big truck like I do here, it will fill those tires up. Now, if these tires are about flat, forget it. No way. It won't make it. But if they're within reason of 4, 6, 8, 10, 20 pounds, you'll get it. It will do it. So amazingly enough, I've done it. My cars and the battery lasts longer than you think, as long as the tire pressures aren't radical. But here you go. And so for me, what's so nice about this is, once again, you just pop it off. See, to 36. Now, I can take this, and I can literally fit this in this bag, which you can see here in a second. All the gypsies here are good. All right, so one trick I've learned is I take the battery off the machine, because all it takes is the bike to hit that little button. This can run the whole time and drain it. What I also have learned over the years of riding bagger bikes, if you're really smart, you'll put more of your weight on the right side of the motorcycle than the left side. And it's just pretty simple, physics. If you think it through, when you take your bike off the stand, if you have weight, if you have the weight on the right side of the bike versus the weight on the left side, when you come off that kickstand, it's going to be easier for the bike to come up straight. So if you're like this on a bike, to bring it up straight, versus if you have a lot of weight on the left side, it's that much more of a, to try to get it up. So here is the locking system right here. And for me, it's the danger is, what was the code? For me, can I remember? I never did play with these. And I'm just trying to remember what I set it to, or I maybe just left it at the factory setting. So that's dangerous as far as once I lock this. Is it 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2? I don't know. I don't remember. Did I put that somewhere? I don't know. That's the danger of all these motorcycles. All the different codes, key numbers, pin numbers, blah, 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 blah. But what's really cool about these bags, they do come with a lock, so somebody just can't steal this bag. But these turn into your own little miniature tote bag. So if you're just a very light traveler and you really were going to go stay somewhere and keep it very simple, I think you'd still have to have an accessory bag here in the back. Brian had his sissy bar with the extendable rear tray to put on another bag. But if you were to travel, this does make it so you can literally take this, and this bag detaches, and then you can get the strapping system where it's like a shoulder strap, and you can walk into your hotel room or whatever with your 2 saddlebags and whatever other stuff you have. And the pedals here are pretty cool. You can run, passenger. This is passenger capability. I don't know if somebody would be really comfortable back there. I don't think they really would be personally, but I guess it's better to have than not have not. So here it is. So the bike now, for the most part, this motorcycle is really ready to go for me to ride with only one thing. Since this motorcycle hasn't had its annual service, it's going to tell me it needs to be serviced. So how do I reset that? So then that turns this into more of, I better go to Motorcycles of Dallas, because if they inspect the bike, my good friend John down there, he would definitely get this bike in for me out. In fact, that would maybe be the wiser thing to do. And would he reset the bike, because there's just no reason for me to change the oil on a bike that's barely been ridden since it's been serviced, and it's a year old. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably give John a call down there. Not John, but Pete, my good friend down there. Pete's a great guy. So maybe I'll give him a call down there and say, hey, man, can I sneak my bike in and get it inspected? So maybe I'll do that. That'd be a nice ride down the Greenway. Pretty clean shot. Take the back roads to get over there. That would actually probably be fun. So here's the good old dogs. And sure enough, this morning, after I was making a video, I forgot to bring this up this morning, I found another damn dead mouse. So, but the mouse wasn't eaten. It was just dead laying here on the, but that's not comforting, because I got these mice baits in here, and that's the next thing I don't need to hear in my life, if you know what I mean. So, all right, so I'm going to keep on cleaning, and eventually I'm going to get motivated to get over to the house and make the wife a nice little dinner, and let's have a nice little evening, and for me just to chill out and enjoy the evening. What it's probably more about baseball games now in the evening. And yesterday, the Tony Stewart, Leah Pruitt team versus John Force and Brittany Force. That I made a video of it. I did publish on my channel. That was a great, great NHRA finish. Brittany Force is kicking ass. She is kicking ass. So to see, I think it's pretty cool to see the husband-wife team, and then to see the father-daughter team, and the father-daughter team beat the husband-wife team. And Tony Stewart's kicking ass. It is really fun to watch that NHRA. Can't emphasize enough, watch my video, because it just cuts to the chase of all the good races. Not a real long video instead of watching 3 hours. It was 3 hours last night of that racing that I watched. That turns into a long, long night of watching, not really watching the whole time, but just having it on. All right, want to finish it up? Not yet. Oh, I got to get motivated, walk to the house, get my laundry, man. Oh, yeah. It's really weird. It's kind of being hot to cool, hot to cool. I mean, I put back on a pullovers. I was freezing. But now it's kind of like getting warm again here. So it's that time of year where you really, I mean, I actually got a little chilled yesterday, believe it or not. Oh, this morning, a bit of a sore throat. And it's just from being out on the property last night and chasing dogs around the four-wheeler. I did get chilled. It's just so easy to get chilled this time of year because you're going from the cold to hot, hot to cold, hot to cold. And you don't know how to dress appropriately. That's kind of what plays out. Okay, so far Gypsy, you know, it's the day is like Gypsy's done really good, and then all of a sudden something happens. And that's what it's been a lot, and that's what just weighs on your nerves. So here's the dogs now, the deer, so he's going left, so that's better. Because I don't mind the dog going left. You can see that Rebel has that Kiefer type of run. He just gets really in that greyhound type of look. Come on back! Come on back! Come on back! Good boy, good boys, come on. So that's kind of what plays out there. And they do. I mean, the good news is the dogs do listen. I mean, for me, the dogs do come back. When I get after them, they calm down. It's just the challenge. I tell you, man. Whoa. The challenge is, I just wish, in hindsight, I wish I would have voiced to my mother. I should say my mother, but she said to my dad, why don't we have this like this fall? Because it's going to give me so much more time to get these dogs really acclimated, because it's going to be so challenging to leave. I know what's required to take care of these dogs. And Bob Firm, my good friend, he definitely would have been the guy to do this, but he's not. So even I was seeing today, it's like, I need to call my dad. Can you push this thing to like late June or July? Just that way I can have Bob here, and Bob could handle this. Because Bob could be here. Bob could be here to manage all this. And it's going to be about Brian getting in and out of my office, out of this building. So really, the dogs are going to have to go probably live in the house. And that's just a whole other project, which, you know, I guess for the most part, that's where it's going to have to go. I'll have to go upstairs. I'm pretty confident I have some big Kong cages. So I'll just have to get those and have my wife. I mean, that would probably be the only way it's going to work. Gypsy'd probably fit in the smaller one, but the bigger guys, you have to get the 2 Kong cages. And I'm thinking why, I probably got those, just trying to think why I got those cages years ago. Those things are 10 or 15 years old. So I guess that's the answer. Then the dogs, we'll just put them in the front room, and they'll just be locked down at nighttime, in the daytime. And then for my wife, she comes home, with a glimmer of hope, she can just kind of manage the dogs. She's already said she'd come home a few hours early to try to handle these dogs better. So I guess that's probably the answer. If she did that, then I guess I'd feel better about the situation. So it's just another project. Me talking to myself, everybody. I do that really a lot. Got another package of those balls, squeaky balls. They really like those. I got them on sale for like half price. Tractor Supply had them on clearance. I think you guys saw me go there every day to. What was I trying to find? Oh, the horsefly thing. I think I'm going to take back the $160 trainer thing. I think that'd be a wise idea. I probably right now, between that and then Costco, I probably have close to $300 to go back to Costco and Tractor Supply. It's kind of interesting. That's what Prince was the #1 ball dog. He loved just to eat. He just had a ball in his mouth like all day long. But totally different from Kiefer. Kiefer, it's crazy. Like Kiefer, he would bring the ball and then be in your face, and then be all slobbery, and it'd be on your knee. It'd be next to your hip. So it's interesting on how. Look at Gypsy. It's interesting on how this is funny. So Willow's got the hots for Gypsy. That's going on, and Tango has the hots for Willow. It's a three-way. So yeah, so for Kiefer, it was always about bringing that ball back to you, and then wanting you to throw it, which is where, I mean, never ending, never ever ending. Just incredible.